Hello and welcome to the video. Today we're gonna take a look at the best teams for the Kanto Cup, and today we're actually gonna look mainly for Pokemon that got newly introduced. For example, the Sand/Slash versions with the new moves, or like for example the Return Raticate, what they can do in this meta, like the best teams around them. Also some normal teams without them that are very good, just enjoyable, a mix, but more focused on new Pokemon, as well as the Hisuian Electrode. Let's get right into the first team. And of course the first team has the Hisuian Electrode in the lead. This thing should be available, I don't know yet of course, but it's supposed to be available as far as I know. It's gonna be a new Pokemon, it's gonna be available. How good is it? Honestly, it's not very it's not very good, to be honest. Like, it's not the craziest Pokemon. It's a little bit weaker in my opinion than the normal Electrode that you already played prior. You have a little bit less coverage-ish. Like, no, you have of course grass coverage, but grass coverage only really helps you against stuff like ground types. Which of course as an electric type is cool, but you don't really have a lot of ground types in this meta, so it will not be really outperforming the normal Kanto version, and this thing is, I think, as well a little bit squishy or whatever. But of course it's fun to use it with Wild Charge. If you use it with Wild Charge, I think it's the best in the lead, as you can swap out immediately afterwards. You have in the back here Lapras, in my opinion, a little bit better than Lickitung. About Lickitung we're going to talk a little bit more later anyway. And the Hypno, main reason, this thing on top there basically completely gets hardwalled by Nidoqueen, and Nidoqueen gonna be everywhere, so having two answers for this in the back is pretty simple. Against everything else other than like the Nidoqueen, you have like some play at least, or with the Hisuian Electrode where you can at least go for one Wild Charge and get the shield from the opponent. That's like basically the play that you want to go for, but yeah, it's more fun to use, but it's cool to use, and I think it has some potential. Maybe I showcase it. The second team was basically for me based around the Alolan Sand/Slash with a new move. We're gonna talk a little bit about the new move as well there. We have the Machamp or the Nidoqueen in the lead. I think Machamp is a little bit cooler, but depending on what you run, of course, it depends also there. You have like options like Lapras in the back as well. If you don't have the XL version of the Sandshrew, you can also use the Lickitung, you can also use the Dugong. I would just put as a closer the Alolan Sand/Slash. And yeah, for me, like in my opinion, the best version of this team, or like the coolest version of this team, would be Machamp and the both Ice and Steel Pokemon in the back. That would be most likely the best thing, especially because like Machamp doesn't really want to face Nidoqueen, doesn't really want to face flying types, doesn't really want to face the Hypno, and all of those basically your two backline Pokemon would beat them. But yeah, like the thing with the new move on the Alolan Sand/Slash, I can tell you from what I've seen, from what I've researched, it's way worse in this meta. Like, this is a meta which is also kind of based around the dragon types, like Dragonair and Dragonite. I don't think I actually have a team with them because like they're like kind of neutral. You can play them in every team. But like you have those, you have a lot of normal types in this current meta, which doesn't really help you having Shadow Claw, to be honest. So yeah, not the best in my opinion there. Still, the Pokemon is cool. I would just like, if you have a Powder Snow version still, run this. Like, I think Powder Snow is a little bit better, to be honest. The third team here, we have the Alolan Raticate, and I put this thing here because of course we have now the new Shadow version of this available. I would recommend you still, if you watched my video about this, like I made a video about this, I would recommend you to purify your Alolan Raticate to get the move Return, which makes this Pokemon way better than it was before. Like, I mean, not way better, but has way more potential in my opinion. Return is just a move that really helps this Pokemon out to have like this one niche. It's like a very bulky Pokemon anyway, and now you have a hard-hitting move that's not Hyper Beam, which doesn't take like forever to get to, so it's definitely a cool Pokemon. And of course we have a Dark type, which is super rare in this meta. I think this is the only Dark type other than the Alolan Persian, which is of course like, yeah, Persian thing, yeah, which is of course not really the best Pokemon. So yeah, that's the only really viable Dark type I think in this meta. So you might want to play this as you have a lot of Psychic types running around. So this might help you a little bit, but definitely a cool team, definitely like a standard team. I would recommend you to go for the Golbat as a Say Swap, as you have the Shadow Ball for potential Psychic types that you can bait out. Team number 4 gonna be around the new Sand/Slash with the move Night Slash. We just had the community day, so a lot of people are gonna have this Pokemon build. And I think this Pokemon has definitely a lot of potential, what it can do. And yeah, we have a team around him now with the Hisuian, not the Hisuian, the normal Electrode. As a Say Swap in the Machamp in the back. Of course, always you can run the Shadow version and the normal version. Doesn't really matter too much. The main goal of this team is you have one of the hardest answers towards the NiRiain in the lead, so you can usually KO the NiRiain with that. You have coverage against the Psychic types, which is really cool now thanks to the community day. And then you have the Electrode as a say swap, which I would recommend you to run foul play still, I think, because all the Psychic types. You can also run Hyper Beam if you want to meme a little bit. But this thing gonna definitely get out the NiRiain while still having at least neutral hitting charge moves against it. And then you're also gonna be able to beat water plus the ice types with both of the Pokemon in the back, which you really struggle with your lead there. So I think those cover each other really good. I think Pidgeot might be a little bit of a problem in the lead, but maybe you can like run even the Machamp as a say swap as you get shields from that thing anyway. Speaking of Pidgeot, we have Pidgeot in our next team here with a double weak to fighting type team in the back there. You can use the Lickitung as a say swap. I think you could also just use like those ice types as a say swap. You can also use stuff like the Alolan Sandslash, Sandshrew in the back again if you want to. Like this is like kind of just a viable just standard team. You have like a Pokemon in the lead that can counter fighting types. You have two Pokemon in the back that are weak to fighting types. You can get out the fighting type by switching out from your lead into your say swap, which here would be either the Lickitung or Lapras or whatever you want to use there. Maybe get out the fighting type. It's Machamp. You usually even get a shield from that thing. And then you can farm this thing down with the Pidgeot. This is basically the idea of this team. Again, this is not really creative. This is just a good team. We don't have like a new Pokemon in there. So yeah, like it's just a very standard team with Pidgeot. And the next team also gonna have the Pidgeot in it. The next team gonna have Pidgeot in there as well. We have the Hypno in the lead, the Pidgeot is say swap, and we have the Alolan Sandslash and Sandshrew in the back, which you can both use. You can also use, again, Dugong, Lapras, whatever you really want to. It's pretty free in the Kanto Cup, to be honest. There's like there are a lot of Pokemon that have similar roles, and this is one of those. We have the Hypno in the lead. Hypno is gonna be like one of the best leads in general. You can also run something like Hypno double electric, for example, like Graveler and Golem in the back, the Alolan versions. And we also have the say swap here of the Pidgeot, which basically only really loses hard to electric types, because even against ice types you usually still get to a Brave Bird, which does a lot of damage, which they have to shield, especially after the damage of the Gust. So a very good team in general. It's like more of a lame team again. But the lamest team I kept for the end, so most people hopefully are already not listening to me, so let's get into the last team. And as said, we have the lamest team in the back here. We have the Hypno or the NiRiain in the lead. Both of them counter all the fighting type Pokemon, which is the main weakness of your backline. You have the Chansey and the Lickitung, basically the both most annoying Pokemon, and I actually played this team before on my channel just to showcase how broken this is. My Chansey wasn't even fully XL, it's still not fully XL because I'm not gonna trade Chanseys to get XLs because it's just a lame Pokemon. But yeah, it still went extremely well with that thing. But this was before they nerfed the Pound. Pound is now a little bit nerfed. Maybe you want to run Zen Headbutt actually on the Chansey. Of course, Pound and then Headbutt both are completely horrible moves anyway, so yeah, it doesn't really matter too much, but maybe you want to run Chansey as a say swap with Zen Headbutt to counter out those Machamps. But yeah, anyway, this team is very annoying, this team is very bulky, and I don't really want to play against it, so I put it in the last slot. Still, I hope you enjoyed this video. Thanks for watching. I hope you have a great rest of your day. And I guess like most people are gonna run, like play in general in the Kanto Cup, as we have the XL Master League in again. Hooray, you're still gonna get a video for the XL Master League, most likely from me tonight. But it's most likely gonna be also the only video for this. So see you this night and have a great rest of your day. Bye.